Reset, rejuvenate, and just say, all right, it's going to be a fresh start. Well, tonight's your night. So I am Holly Pitus. We are here doing the emotion code and the body code, emotion code demonstration tonight. And I'm so happy that you joined me. I really want to thank you for being able to participate in these live demonstrations and also for all of the people that work with me one-on-one. I just love doing the emotion code body code sessions. I really appreciate the fact that you allow me to assist you in your journey and the goals that you want to accomplish. I am very, very pleased, very blessed, very thankful for letting me be a part of that. So thank you for letting me be a part of all of that. So tonight we are going to do a little bit of a reset. And let me just say hi and get my comments going here. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good week. I don't know when you are watching this replay, but I'm hoping that you get some value out of it. I am going to begin with a little bit of water. Water really helps us flow our energy and really is kind of this way to make the session streamline. So here we go. I'm going to take a drink. And if you are new to the emotion code, it's an incredible system and it can help really with whatever is bothering you. If it's kind of like cleaning out the emotional baggage from your subconscious attic or basement or garage, however it is you want to consider the fact that you store all of these old events that have happened to you. And some of the things that you think you maybe already processed, like, I don't know, the time you came in second in a spelling bee when you were in grade school and you were hurt because you studied hard and you really wanted to win and you didn't. And sometimes, we carry that with us, and people will also carry a lot more severe things, severe trauma from accidents, attacks, illnesses, experiences of really dire consequences. And so the emotion code can help with a lot of things, just from one end of the spectrum to the other. So you see the book behind me. It's the emotion code. It was written by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and the system was I guess excuse me, I don't know if I want to say discovered by him or created by him, but in any event, he is the person who brought it to us. So it is a way of going through and identifying these emotions from whatever kind of experience we may have had in the past, whether it was real or it was something that we reacted to from hearing the news, seeing something on TV, reading a book, overhearing something. There were things that we overheard when we were little and too young to really process what was going on. So it could be that we have faulty information. It's something that we just misunderstood because we were too young or came into the conversation too late to really understand the full story. So any of those experiences that we've had, it's the energy of that situation or experience that we hold within us. And not all of our experiences were terrific ones. And so we still hold the energy of the terrific experiences, and we also hold the energy of the ones that weren't so much. So by using the emotion code, I will show you the chart. This is the master chart that we use. So yes, I am certified in both emotion code and body code. I'm pretty sure you know my name. It's Holly Pitus. I'll give you a little bit of here we go. There we go. That is written really small, but it's on there. There we go. And so we're going to go back to looking at this emotion code chart. So in order to really work with the emotions, we first have to identify them. It's like for any of you GTD fans, you need to begin with the clarification stage. And so first you need to know what you're dealing with in order to deal with it. And the beauty of the emotion code is that we can work over a distance. It's called distance healing. That's the term that people use. It's a form of energy healing. And so we don't have to be in the same room. We don't really have to, we could be on the phone together, or we can be on a Zoom call like we are tonight, or something similar, some sort of video presentation. For my established clients, we are also able to do some little quick things by text or email. But for starting out, it's always best. I really like to have that immediate feedback from you if it's if you feel like we're on the right path. So you don't have to reveal anything that is personal or you think is embarrassing or you don't really want to talk about out loud, but we're able to identify whatever this issue is, and using the emotion code chart, we're able to bring up what that emotion is, or what the cluster of emotions are that are being held somewhere in your energy system. And once we're able to bring those up, we go through the process of releasing them, and then it's amazing how light you can feel. The issues that were bothersome to you, you just pretty much dissipate. And so it's really amazing. It works great, especially if you're having some sort of discomfort. So for people, if you're watching me on your laptop, or even worse on your phone, that you've got an odd body posture. And so maybe you're feeling some tightness in your neck and shoulders. It's wonderful for relieving that pain pretty much instantly. So I would love to be able to work with you one-on-one. You can find my menu. I will have a link down below for where you can locate that. I work with both people and their pets and kids. And I can work with you in terms of your own individual goals, your personal relationships, whether they be work relationships, family relationships, friend relationships, love relationships. A lot of times we have something called a heart wall. That's something that emotion code, body code people talk about. And it is just pretty self-explanatory. For whatever reason, we have an event that we don't want to have to go through that kind of emotional pain again. So we say, okay, I'm never going to do that again. And we just sort of build this wall up around ourselves. It's designed to protect us. And in the beginning, it kind of does. It lets us sort of cocoon. But in the long term, it can also become kind of like a wall that blocks us off from having in-depth, close relationships with other people. And you can also have you can have this heart wall in terms of your own goals. So for example, you want to have a career advancement. Maybe there was a job in the past that an interview didn't go well, or you didn't make a promotion like you expected to. And so now there's a new promotion that you're going for. And so you might be hindered by this past experience. So by being able to break down that heart wall for you, it just sort of clears the clutter and, releases those energy blocks that are stopping you from achieving your goal. So that is how it works in a nutshell. And then tonight we are working on Delin. Delin is our little rescue dog who is living in Kentucky, and she's got, as rescue dogs do, she's got a large part of an unknown past, and then she's also been shuffled around a little bit. So she has thought for a few times that she has found a home, and then suddenly she is given up, and either, in and out of a shelter or in and out of foster homes. She's currently with a tremendous foster mom who is just doing everything she possibly can to help Delin get over her fear of storms. So that seems to be the real difficult area for Delin. So why is she afraid of storms? Was she outside in a storm? Was she trapped someplace? Is she afraid she's going to be trapped? But, thunder, lightning, they scare a lot of people and animals. And so Delin goes into panic mode and into quite a frenzy. So we're working on that. She's been doing some improvements, but there's still a little bit more to go. I'm going to take another sip of water. Actually, I'll probably drink. When I'm doing a lot of sessions, I can drink like 3 or 4 of these. It's just like, oh, we need some water. All right, so I've got my chart that I use right here. So I always have it next to me for ease of finding and identifying what these emotions are. And we're going to go into, I'm actually going to do something that is a reset, and I'm going to be going through kind of a head to toe energy system for Delin and resetting these items. And so I will say what they are. Now, if you're, if I were doing this session live with you and we were doing a session for you or your pet or your child, something that can help is you don't have to do it, but it is something that can help you to feel like you're taking kind of an amplified version of this. So by resetting our energy system, it is using the governing meridian that runs kind of over your head. And so I'm using some magnets to, again, amplify it, and then just running my hand over the governing meridian as we're releasing this intention of whatever the trapped emotion is. Or in this case tonight, what we're doing is this alignment reset. Okay, so with permission, I can connect by proxy. So I can substitute myself over the distance for the experience for Delin. And so let me just ask if we can connect. I'm using something called kinesthesiology. It's muscle testing. And Michael Lozier calls it the drawbridge system. So if with the muscle testing, this is also the premise that a lie detector test works on, that our body gives signals if something is true or false. And so if it is true, our system is very strong. If it is false, it gets very weak. And through the training, I've learned to be able to do this with kind of a heightened sensitivity. So with the drawbridge, if I have a strong answer, it's a yes. And so my fingers, I'm holding this, this is like, I could barely pinch a feather between my fingers, but then it's strong if it's a yes, and then it just goes right through if it's a no. So again, thank you to Michael Lozier. All right, so having permission, I'm connecting with Delin. We are going to talk about this fear of storms and fear of getting trapped, and the need to get destructive for your fears. And so on the whole, do we just have a fear to release? Is there more than one emotion? But it's fear. With the emotion code, there is the emotion of fear, horror, peeved. It's just fear. So I will release fear in regard to the storms and the upcoming storms. So releasing fear, releasing lack of control, releasing confusion, and releasing panic. I'm also going to go through and release any vibrational resonance of these emotions. So releasing the vibrational resonance of fear, releasing the vibrational resonance of confusion, releasing the vibrational resonance of self-abuse, lack of control, and also the vibrational resonance of panic. All right, so you see, it's really very simple. It seems like it is sort of fantastic, and actually the results that you get are quite fantastic. All right, so now let's see. Did we release those emotions? Yes. Is it okay for us to go on to the reset? Yes. All right, so this is another separate list that I am going to be going through. So pardon me as I kind of look away to go through this list. So first we're going to reset the alignment of the spirit and physical body. We're also resetting the communication between the spirit and the body. We are resetting the energy field of Delyn's heart. We're going to reset the communication between her spirit self and her physical heart, spirit heart and physical heart. We're resetting the communication between the heart and the brain. We're synchronizing these. I'm going to reset the left lobe of her brain. We're also going to reset the right lobe of the brain. We are resetting this corpus callosum of the brain. It's like the center valley of the brain. We're going to reset each of our chakras. So we're resetting the crown chakra, resetting the third eye, resetting the throat, resetting the heart, resetting the solar plexus, resetting the sacral, resetting the root chakra. We're also resetting something for animals called Braka. And then we're going to reset the chakras in each of her paws. So we're going to reset the right front chakra, the right rear chakra, the left front chakra, and the left rear chakra. And then we're also going to take all of her chakras and align them vertically. So we're aligning again from crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the solar plexus. I'll put the Braka in there, the sacral, the root, and pause 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we are also going to reset her governing meridian. So we're going to open this governing meridian for positivity. And then we're also going to reset the conception meridian. This is all done through intention. We're resetting the magnetic field of her body. Animals have an advantage over humans that they don't wear shoes. And so they are, physically in touch with the earth and with that magnetic field of the earth, which helps the magnetic field of the body. And then we're also going to reset her energy field, her general aura of her body. Okay. And then we're just going to let Delyn settle a little bit. I'm going to take another sip of water. All right. So now asking Delyn's system, did this energy reset go well for you? Do you feel in sync? Is this sufficient for right now? All right. So let's talk about a fear of a storm. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your fear of storms and panicking and wanting to bust out of whatever room that you are in? On a scale of 1 to 10, a couple of weeks ago, you were definitely on a 10. And now what are you at? Is it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? So now I'm getting that she should be able to handle the storms without an issue. So are you going to get scared during the storm? Are you going to destroy the room that you're in? Are you going to destroy the crate that you're in? Are you going to bust out of the door? Can you be calm? Okay. Are we done? Can we end this? Yes. All right. So that is it. So now when we do our session, if we are lucky enough to work together, you can come with a list of items, and it can be something, you might have some just, like a neon sign, billboard type of emotion or difficulty that you're having. And it can also be something a little bit more subtle and something that's almost like a habit. And in a way, some of our fears and our blocked energies actually do become habits, because energy is everywhere. It's never going to go away. It's never, it's always going to be present. The only thing it can do is transition from one form of energy to another form. And so in order, it's like having a bug in your computer system that, if you have something that is not working well in your computer system, every time you're running a program, it's always going to default essentially to that wrong place. It's just going to default to the place that you don't want it, to the bug. And it'll slow down your system. It's going to make things not process properly. But the reason it's going to do that is because you have a bug in your system. And so the computer says, oh, well, this is just where we always do it. So eventually, with our emotions, that becomes like a habit, and then we don't even think about it. So if one of the ladies I'd worked with was continually hitting the snooze button in the morning, and it was enough that she was starting a new job. She was concerned about, is she really going to be able to get up and get out and get to work feeling her best without feeling rushed. And so it was her habit to just hit, the alarm would go off, she'd hit the snooze. The alarm would go off, she'd hit the snooze. The alarm would go off, she'd hit the snooze. And so her desire was to get out of bed the first time the alarm went off and just not have to hit the snooze again. So she had it, essentially, it was a trapped emotion that was preventing her from getting out of bed on the first alarm. And then it also was this ingrained habit, because once you do it a couple of times, it just seems like that's your default. So the emotion code can work on something as simple as getting out of bed the first time your alarm goes off. And it can also work on something huge, like childhood trauma, difficulties with anything and everything that may have come up in the last couple of years as we've been in this world pandemic, difficulties with extreme changes with relationships, such as the death of someone, a debilitating illness that you have all of these adjustments to make, getting used to life as it is changing. So there's lots of different things. It also works great for giving things up. For example, stopping smoking. I have an incredible program for that. And if you find yourself dipping into a favorite snack food a little bit too often, it's a great way to also delete a craving for certain foods. So, and whatever that certain food is for you, if it's candies or different breads or pizzas or what have you, sodas, too many lattes, it's a great way to just give it up in a painless manner. It just sort of removes your desire for it. So you don't feel like you're trying to deny yourself or give something up. It's just, it no longer holds an appeal for you. It's a really simple and great way to work with it. So on that note, I'm going to thank you again for being here tonight or watching this replay. I look forward to being able to work with you on a one-to-one basis. I do some group sessions. Those are fun too. And I am really happy to be able to share this incredible emotion code, body code system with you. So I look forward to seeing you the next time. And until then, be well. All right, so let's see. I'm going to show my end card here and say good night. All right, thanks. See you next time.